Part 1. What if the Earth is hiding secrets we were never meant to know? What if I told you that somewhere on this planet, there are places so strange, so utterly unexplainable, that even the world's smartest scientists are left scratching their heads? Places where ships vanish without a trace, rocks move by themselves. An entire civilization seem to disappear into thin air, leaving behind nothing but questions. These are not scenes from science fiction. They are real. They exist. And to this day, no one fully understands how or why. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 mysterious places on Earth, locations that defy logic, baffle science, and spark endless curiosity. By the time we reach number 1, you might start to wonder, how much do we really know about the world we live in? So let's dive in. 10. The Sailing Stones of Death Valley, USA. On their own, no footprints, no machinery, just the rocks and their eerie paths. In the scorching heat of California's Death Valley lies a dry lake bed known as Racetrack Playa, home to one of the world's strangest mysteries, the Sailing Stones. The answer? A rare combination of thin sheets of ice, water, and strong desert winds working together to slowly nudge the rocks across the ground. Imagine walking across this barren desert and stumbling upon massive rocks, some weighing hundreds of pounds, with long trails carved behind them as if they've been slowly sliding across the desert floor. Theories flew in every direction. For decades, scientists were baffled. How could these rocks, the size of a small suitcase, move unaided? Locals whispered of supernatural forces, aliens, or magnetic anomalies. It wasn't until 2014 that researchers finally captured the stones moving thanks to time-lapse cameras. No bodies were ever recovered. No clear evidence. Just silence. The disappearances occurred under different circumstances, yet all within the same small region. Some sit completely still for years, while others drift, almost as if something unseen chooses which stones to move and when. She was last seen heading into the woods in 1946, and despite an enormous search effort that included the FBI, was never found. Strange lights, eerie sounds, and unexplained phenomena have been reported for decades. And while the mechanical explanation is widely accepted, not everyone is convinced. Some even claim to hear whispers on the wind, or feel as if they being watched by invisible eyes. Some rocks seem to take sharp turns, or change speed in ways that defy mere physics. People reported strange lights in the sky, eerie sounds in the night, and even ghostly apparitions. One hunter claimed to have seen a man-like creature stalking the forest, while others spoke of unsettling voices that seemed to come from nowhere. Some even linked the area to ancient myths about interdimensional rifts or energy portals. And then there's the emotional aspect. Many visitors describe a profound sense of unease while standing in Racetrack Playa, as if the place itself is alive and watching. We as humans are hardwired to seek explanations. Some will challenge your sense of science, others your sense of history, and some might even challenge your sense of safety. When we're denied them, we don't just walk away, we obsess, we speculate, and sometimes we fear. These places become more than just dots on a map. They become mirrors reflecting our deepest questions about existence, nature, and reality itself. The area remains a chilling reminder that despite our modern advancements, nature still holds places where humans can simply vanish without a sound, without a clue, without closure. The sheer eeriness of the sight leaves visitors unsettled, wondering if something deeper lies beneath the surface, something we haven't yet discovered. But even with an explanation, the visual of massive stones gliding silently across an empty desert remains haunting, a powerful reminder that nature still holds secrets we barely understand. Reports of mysterious creatures, some resembling Bigfoot, have also surfaced over the years, deepening the mystery. What makes it even stranger is that not every stone moves. Number 9. The Bennington Triangle, Vermont, USA. Next, we journey to the dense forests of Vermont in the northeastern United States, home to an eerie stretch of land known as the Bennington Triangle. Between 1945 and 1950, 5 people vanished without a trace while hiking in this area. One of the most chilling cases involves an 18-year-old college student named Paula Weldon. Locals have long believed that something sinister lies within the Green Mountains, whether it's a hidden predator, a geographical anomaly, or even something paranormal. To this day, hikers speak of an unsettling atmosphere when trekking through the area. Others have linked the Bennington Triangle to Native American legends, which describe the area as cursed or haunted by malevolent spirits. While some researchers point to wild animals or the dangers of rugged terrain as possible explanations, the lack of concrete evidence leaves room for countless theories. While the explanation for the sailing stones may satisfy some, others argue that it doesn't fully explain the precision and eeriness of the movements. In the case of the Bennington Triangle, the disappearances weren't the only oddities. That's the heart of what makes these mysterious places so captivating: the unknown. As we journey further into this countdown, each destination will pull you deeper into the unexplained. Are you ready to explore what's next? Let's move on to number 8. Part 2. When entire villages and rivers defy reality. After exploring the strange sailing stones of death, valley, and the chilling disappearances of the Bennington Triangle, we continue our journey into the world. As most mysterious places, where entire communities can vanish and rivers seem to defy the laws of physics. Buckle up, because the deeper we go, the stranger it gets. This icy lake, surrounded by rugged landscapes and endless forests, became the center of one of the most haunting, unsolved mysteries in Canadian history. Mystery that still baffles investigators and storytellers nearly a century later. Number 8. Lake Anjikuni, Canada. The village that vanished without a trace, frantic. He traveled to the nearest telegraph office and alerted the authorities. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police launched an extensive investigation, combing through the icy wilderness for any sign of the missing villagers. No footprints. No struggle. No bodies. Nothing. A seasoned fur trapper named Joe LaBelle, familiar with the local Inuit community that lived by the lake, arrived expecting the usual warm welcome from the villagers. But what he found was nothing short of terrifying. The village was eerily silent, not a soul in sight. Campfires were left smoldering. Meals sat half-eaten. Our Magny State Park in Minnesota, USA, where a seemingly ordinary waterfall harbors one of geology's strangest puzzles: the Devil-esque kettle. Sled dogs, normally the lifeblood of Arctic survival, were found frozen to death and tied to stakes, untouched for days. It's as if the water flows into a secret underground cavern or vanishes into another dimension entirely. Some believe the kettle leads to a vast network of underground rivers, others to a bottomless pit, and some more mystically inclined claim it's a gateway to another realm. However, the precise mechanics of how and where the water flows remain unknown. No one has ever successfully mapped the kettle's underground passageways. The hole itself is too dangerous and inaccessible for any direct exploration. The water swallows all, leaving only whispers, legends, and questions in its wake. One stream flows down a visible waterfall and continues its journey like any normal river. But the other? The more we are forced to confront a simple but unsettling truth: our world is far less understood than we like to believe. But the unshakable feeling of standing on the edge of something ancient, powerful, and entirely outside human control. The sound of the rushing water vanishing into the abyss gives many visitors a sense of profound unease. If nature itself is hiding a secret too big, too dangerous, or too sacred to be revealed, it plunges into a deep gaping hole in the rock, the Devil's Kettle, and disappears, completely, without a trace. In the desolate wilderness of Nunavut, Canada, lies a remote body of water called Lake Anjikuni. The story dates back to November 1930. Some suggested environmental disasters or secret military operations, but no explanation has ever been proven. Even more disturbing, LaBelle discovered that the graves in the village cemetery had been dug up and emptied. Theories surrounding the Anjikuni disappearance range from mass abduction by extraterrestrials to ancient legends of malevolent spirits from Inuit folklore. Adding fuel to the mystery, around the same time, several trappers and hunters in the region reported strange flashing lights in the sky, predating what we now call UFO sightings by decades. To this day, no physical evidence has been found. The Anjikuni village remains, frozen in time, literally and figuratively, marking one of the eeriest examples of mass disappearance in modern history. It's a chilling reminder that even in the modern world, entire human communities can simply disappear. Number 7. The Devil's Kettle, Minnesota, USA. the waterfall that swallows reality. From the frozen wilderness of Canada, we now head south to the dense forests of Judge Sea. The Brule River splits into two at the top of a rocky ridge. For decades, scientists, hikers, and curious adventurers have been obsessed with the same simple question. Where does the water go? Researchers have tried everything: pouring dyes, releasing floating objects like ping-pong balls, and even dropping GPS trackers into the kettle. Yet nothing, absolutely nothing, ever reappeared downstream. Local legends surrounding the Devil's Kettle speak of portals to other worlds, cursed lands, and even ancient Native American myths warning travelers to stay away from the area. In recent years, scientists using sophisticated dye tracing have suggested that the water may resurface several miles downstream, merging unnoticed with the main river. What makes the Devil's Kettle especially haunting is not just the mystery of disappearing water. For decades, thrill seekers have dared each other to toss objects into the kettle, but nothing has ever come back. As we continue down this list, one thing becomes clear. The deeper we look into Earth's strangest places, from an entire village that vanished without explanation to a river that seems to disappear into the belly of the earth, these mysteries challenge everything we think we know about science, history, and reality. And we're just getting started. Stay tuned for the next part, where we'll uncover even more mind-bending mysteries from across the globe. Part 3. Earth's Unsolved Mysteries. The Paranormal and the Unexplainable. We've already uncovered places where entire villages vanished and rivers defied the laws of nature. But as we move deeper into this countdown, the mysteries only grow stranger. The next two locations are not just odd, they are epicenters of unexplained phenomena that have baffled scientists, terrified locals, and sparked legends that continue to this day. Number 6. The Bermuda Triangle, Massachusetts, USA. America's paranormal playground in southeastern Massachusetts lies an area that defies logic and reason, the infamous Bridgewater Triangle. Spanning roughly 200 square miles, this zone has earned a reputation as one of the most active paranormal hotspots in the world. Within this strange triangle, people have reported an astonishing range of phenomena: UFO sightings, strange creatures, unexplained lights, ghostly apparitions, poltergeist activity, and even satanic rituals. The term Bridgewater Triangle was coined in the 1970s by cryptozoologist Loren Coleman after he noticed a bizarre pattern of supernatural events in the area. Some report nightmares, others describe a lingering sense of dread, and many claim they'll never return. It remains one of the most chilling places on Earth where the normal rules simply don't apply. If the Bermuda Triangle had a desert cousin, this would be it. Locals have long believed that the swamp is cursed. Tales include sightings of giant phantom birds, often described as thunderbirds with wingspans of over 12 feet, and crashed directly into this remote area hundreds of miles from where it should have landed. Since then, the region has been plagued by stories of disrupted communications, failing electronic equipment, and compasses spinning wildly out of control. Travelers describe encounters with tall, pale-skinned beings with blonde hair and blue eyes, dressed in outdated or strange clothing. These entities, often referred to as the silencers, appear unexpectedly to help stranded travelers or warn them of impending danger, only to vanish without a trace. Whether caused by natural anomalies or something truly supernatural, the zone whispers to all who pass through. Not everything is meant to be explained. Their presence has fueled rumors of extraterrestrial visitation, time slips, or interdimensional portals, and shadowy figures lurking along the water's edge. One of the most unsettling locations inside the triangle is Hockomock Swamp, which translates from Native American languages to the place where spirits dwell. For mysterious drownings to entire missing persons cases, the Bridgewater Triangle has been the backdrop for tragedy after tragedy. Locals and visitors alike report frequent sightings of UFOs, strange orbs of light, and odd atmospheric phenomena. The area is also prone to meteorite strikes more than any other desert on Earth, and some scientists suggest that high iron concentrations in the soil could be responsible for the magnetic oddities. Paranormal investigators, cryptid hunters, and curious tourists continue to flock to this eerie region, hoping to capture a glimpse of the unknown. Some theorists suggest that the land holds geomagnetic anomalies that open rifts to other dimensions. Others blame ancient curses or disturbed burial grounds. Some animals in the area display unexplained genetic traits. Could this desert be sitting on top of an undiscovered energy source or an ancient site of cosmic importance? The area also has a dark history of unsolved murders and disappearances. Even seasoned skeptics admit that the sheer volume and diversity of paranormal reports from the Bridgewater Triangle is unusual. But the truth is, no one leaves the Bridgewater Triangle unchanged. Number 5. The Zone of Silence, Mexico, Earth's radio black hole. Our journey now takes us south, deep into the Chihuahuan Desert of northern Mexico, to a barren expanse known as La Zona del Silencio, or in English, the Zone of Silence. The Zone of Silence first captured the world's attention in the 1970s when an American test missile inexplicably veered off course. Here, radio signals are mysteriously blocked, earning the zone its eerie name. But that's only the beginning. Yet physical explanations don't fully account for the strangest stories from the zone. Adding to the legend, the zone is home to bizarre plant mutations, including species that grow larger or differently than anywhere else on the planet. Even more unsettling are the countless reports of people experiencing time loss, where hours seem to vanish in moments, or travelers find themselves inexplicably disoriented, able to remember where they've been or how they arrived. Despite scientific attempts to demystify the region, the Zone of Silence continues to be a destination for paranormal researchers, alien enthusiasts, and conspiracy theorists. Part 4. The World's Strangest Places, Where Science Fails and Mystery Rules. Number 4. The Dyatlov Pass, Russia. The hikers who never came home in the frigid wilderness of the Ural Mountains in Russia. There exists a place that has become synonymous with mystery and terror, Dyatlov Pass. In 1959, 9 experienced Soviet hikers set off on a winter trek through this unforgiving terrain. What should have been a routine expedition turned into one of the most chilling unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. Radiation was detected on some of the hikers' clothing, and many of their bodies showed signs of extreme force, comparable, experts say, to a car crash. Weeks after the hikers failed to return, a search party found their abandoned campsite. In recent years, Russian authorities have officially attributed the deaths to an avalanche, yet many researchers and families of the victims reject this explanation, pointing to inconsistencies and the sheer strangeness of the evidence. For decades, this stretch of water has been blamed for the mysterious disappearances of ships, aircraft, and countless lives, earning the nickname the Devil's Triangle. What they discovered defied belief. The hiker's tent had been slashed open from the inside, and the group had fled barefoot and half-dressed into sub-zero temperatures. Radio transmissions captured the pilots' increasing confusion. Compasses failed. Landmarks vanished, and they were reportedly lost in a strange fog, before all contact was severed. A rescue plane sent after them also vanished. None of the aircraft nor their crews were ever found. Some theories even suggest the presence of lost ancient technology, with some linking the Bermuda Triangle to the legendary city of Atlantis. Their bodies were found scattered across the mountainside, some with bizarre injuries, one with a crushed skull, another with massive chest fractures, one missing her tongue and eyes. Pilots and sailors continue to report malfunctioning instruments, disorientation, and bizarre atmospheric conditions within the triangle's boundaries. No signs of struggle or external wounds that could explain the trauma were ever found. Whether the disappearances are a result of science we don't yet understand, or something truly otherworldly, the legend endures and the ocean keeps its silence. Despite new forensic models, computer simulations, and official reports, no theory fully accounts for every eerie detail of the case. The area itself has since been avoided by many hikers, earning a reputation as cursed or haunted, a place where nature's fear and the unknown converge with deadly consequences. Over the decades, theories have ranged from avalanches and hypothermia-induced madness to more outlandish ideas like military weapons testing, secret government cover-ups, and extraterrestrial encounters. What truly happened that night at Dyatlov Pass remains one of the most unnerving questions in modern history. Number 3. The Bermuda Triangle, Atlantic Ocean, the ocean's great vanishing act. Few mysteries have captured the world's imagination quite like the enigma of the Bermuda Triangular region of the North Atlantic Ocean, roughly bounded by Miami, Bermuda, in Puerto Rico. The legend began in earnest in the 1940s, most famously with the disappearance of Flight 19, a group of 5 U.S. Navy bombers on a training mission that vanished without explanation. In the decades since, more than 50 ships and 20 aircraft have reportedly disappeared in the area, including massive vessels like the USS Cyclops, which vanished in 1918 with over 300 men. On board, one of the largest non-combat losses in U.S. naval history. Explanations have ranged from violent weather patterns, rogue waves, and methane gas explosions to more exotic ideas like magnetic anomalies, time warps, and extraterrestrial involvement. While many scientists believe that natural explanations such as sudden storms and human error can account for most of the incidents, others argue that the sheer number of disappearances and the lack of debris points to something far stranger. The mystery has inspired countless books, documentaries, and investigations, but the Bermuda Triangle refuses to give up its secrets. Part 5. The pinnacle of Earth's mystery: symbols, flames, and the unknown. 2. The Nazca Lines. Peru. Messages to the sky deep in the sun-scorched desert of southern Peru lies one of the most enigmatic sites on the planet, the Nazca Lines. Sprawled across nearly 500 square kilometers of barren land, these ancient geoglyphs, stretching over 1,200 feet in length, depict an astonishing variety of animals, geometric shapes, and human-like figures. Created by the Nazca civilization between 500 BCE and 500 CE, the lines were carved by removing the dark stones that covered the desert, exposing the lighter earth beneath. What makes these massive figures so puzzling is the fact that they are only visible in full from the air. Standing at ground level, you would see nothing more than shallow furrows in the dirt. But from above, these lines transform into perfectly proportioned images of hummingbirds, spiders, whales, and even an eerie humanoid figure some call the astronaut. For centuries, their purpose has remained a subject of intense debate. Here in the middle of an unforgiving landscape, a fiery crater has burned without pause for over 5 decades. Placed both feared and revered as the gate to hell, fearing the spread of toxic gases, the engineers made the fateful decision to ignite the crater, believing the fire would consume the gas within a few days. Some researchers believe the lines align with astronomical events or mark water sources and sacred pathways. The intense heat, the roaring sound of the fire, and the sheer scale of the pit give it an otherworldly quality, one that locals quickly dubbed the door to hell. For others, it has become an irresistible tourist attraction, drawing adventurers from across the globe to witness this surreal, almost apocalyptic scene firsthand. Some scientists speculate that the natural gas reserves feeding the fire could last for decades, possibly centuries. There have been discussions by the Turkmen government about extinguishing the crater, but so far, the fire remains defiant, endless, and eerie. And don't forget to comment below. Others suggest they were part of religious rituals, possibly as offerings to gods watching from the heavens. It is a place where human error, natural forces, and ancient fears converge, a living, breathing reminder that some fires, once lit, are never meant to die. Today, as you stand in the quiet desert under a vast sky, the lines stretch endlessly toward the horizon, silent, beautiful, and unfathomable, beautiful of a civilization whose message remains unspoken. Then there are those who take the mystery even further, speculating that the Nazca lines may be messages or landing guides for extraterrestrial visitors. Adding to the intrigue, new lines previously hidden or eroded continue to be discovered using satellite imaging and drones, revealing that this monumental canvas was even larger and more complex than once imagined. They remind us that even in the modern world, with all its technology and knowledge, some questions remain unanswered, some places remain untamed, and some stories remain unsolved. Despite numerous studies, no single theory has ever fully explained why. The Nazca people devoted generations to creating designs they could never themselves fully see. Number 1. The Gate to Hell. Turkmenistan. The fire that never dies, our final destination, brings us to Darwiz, Turkmenistan, deep within the desolate expanse of the Karakum Desert. In 1971, Soviet geologists accidentally drilled into a massive underground pocket of natural gas. causing the Earth to collapse and form a crater over 200 feet wide and 100 feet deep. That was more than 50 years ago, and the flames have never stopped. Today, the Darvaza gas crater continues to burn night and day, its glowing inferno lighting up the desert for miles. For some, the crater symbolizes humanity's reckless relationship with nature. A man-made scar on the Earth that burns as a perpetual reminder of unintended consequences. What's especially unsettling is that no one knows how long the flames will continue to burn. As you stand on the crater's edge, the heat sears your skin, the flames dance wildly, and you can't help but feel a primal chill. From the haunting symbols of the Nazca lines to the eternal inferno of the gate to hell, these final entries on our list showcase the awe-inspiring depth of Earth's mysteries. If you've enjoyed this journey through the world's most mysterious places, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating explorations. Which mystery fascinated you the most? Do you believe every mystery has an explanation, or are some meant to remain unknown? Thank you for watching, and always remember, the world is far stranger than we think.